set our sights now on the championship bout at 165. 8-seeded Ricky Padilla out of Vanguard University. And the opponent tonight for Padilla, unseeded out of Southeastern University, and Kyle Kirkham.
And taking a look at that bracket, earlier in the quarterfinals, Padilla knocking off the top seed Caldwell out of Grandview, and a big win over Old. Was a tough opponent for him there. Meanwhile, Kirkham unseeded, so we see another unseeded Southeastern student athlete on the raised mat tonight. An interesting story for him. Kirkham beat Vaofi of Missouri Valley in sudden victory, and Vaofi was the one who knocked Kirkham out of the national tournament in the consolation bracket just 1 year ago. Kirkham also the Mid-South Conference runner-up. And what's interesting, he's only been at half the season, he's been at 165, and the other half of the season, 157.
And another situation tonight we see, I don't know if we can ever say this in all years past, but another representation from a first-time finalist, and that is Mr. Ricky Padilla. He is Vanguard University's first national finalist. We've seen it with Southeastern earlier, right?
Yep.
And
just Bond on the stand there getting his medal, and Kirkham would like to join him.
So we're underway at 165 here between Ricky Padilla and Kyle Kirkham.
Our officials, Evan Burchett of Alpharetta, Georgia, and Brad Neely of Nixa, Missouri.
Vanguard is coached by former UNI wrestler Caleb Flores, who back in the day had all the UNI wrestling on the K-Way radio stations out of Waverly, and Flores was the Panthers light guy back then, doing a great job as Caleb Flores with Vanguard University Wrestling. So we've wrestled nearly a minute between Padilla and Kirkham. Guys, as we've seen for the most part in all the matches prior, kind of filling out one another early on, and sooner or later somebody will set strike, ignite it. Would appear to be Kirkham going to be the first guy to do that. Nice job by Kirkham for a takedown, 2-0. So a quick takedown for Southeastern's Kyle Kirkham. He leads Ricky Padilla. Padilla is going to be out for one, now making it 2-1. More than midway through our first period here. Our title matchup from Hartman Arena. We're in Park City, Kansas. Beautiful venue, last couple years. A big thank you to NAIA for a great job of running the tournament.
We've got limited capacity, but still it's good to see the fans in the stands enjoying these national championships here this weekend.
I'm not so sure with the COVID-19 pandemic that the attendance this year's equally, if not better, than it was a year ago.
I think you're right. I was thinking the same thing as I was looking around the stands. Yeah.
Down inside 40 seconds to go, first period, still a 2-1. Kyle Kirkham lead. Kirkham, if he could continue his ways, would be the second champion for Southeastern University in many tries here tonight. Andreas Bond was really good in 11-4 win earlier.
After that initial takedown by Kirkham, going to the ties, pummeling in, over an upper body approach.
That's going to conclude our first period. And Kirkham, the senior for Southeastern, leads it 2-1.
So Padilla will choose down.
Little unorthodox stand-up by Padilla, and he's out for one. It wasn't really a near side stand-up. Wasn't even an outside stand-up. It was just kind of a
kind of a quad pod. He did that after getting his first escape. But it's kind of a slow build. Kind of a slow burn that I would. Some guys that I coached in high school, one of my bigger guys would do that, and it defies kind of, especially with the lighter weights, to always tell them to fire out of there when they're in the down position, whereas that, you're kind of building up, and unless you've got a guy on top that really knows to hang off the side or get you heavy on the hands, it's effective, and so both times right now for Padilla it has.
So we're now tied at 2s as Padilla's both of his points coming courtesy of escapes. Kirkham with a takedown to his credit. We go down inside a minute here in the second period. Boy, I tell you what, Kirkham made that initial takedown look pretty easy, but since then he's not really done a lot. There's a half attempt shot by Kirkham.
Going to that over-under position line we saw earlier this
This is
period.
where this kid's strong right here.
Or at least late in the first, I should say. So with Padilla choosing down in the second, we would have to say Kirkham's going to do the same. Get up by 1, this could be decided on the feet.
Both guys jockeying for position, over under on the other, and that will terminate the second period. And we'll be deadlocked at 2, heading to the third and final period. We're going to go neutral.
Aha!
Oh shit!
Kirkham feeling, I got that first takedown. I think I'm going to get the takedown to decide it here in the third.
Well, early on, pretty heavy on the head. But he has shown that he can do it. It's amazing. Before you can score, you got to make that initial effort to do so. You're not going to score many points if you don't take a calculated shot. We'll see who fires off here in the closing minute and a half in the third and final period. We're deadlocked at 2.
It looks like Kirkham trying to get out of that tie. Doesn't want to work from that setup, work from space.
Circle cloud, come on, buddy. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get out of the car.
There's good action by Padilla on the edge.
I thought Padilla had that one, but terrific reaction by Kirkham to go to the splits here.
Get out of bounds.
Boy, look at the athletic mobility here
There you go, there you go.
by Kirkham.
There you go.
Doing the splits on the edge. He's got to be careful. And he's trying to move.
He's trying to cut the corner here
Yeah, he
after
is.
being in a situation where he almost gave up the 2. Feet are still in bounds here. They're still working.
Come on, Kyle.
We
Come on,
don't want to give
Kyle.
up a careless 2 here on the edge. Man, this is just painful just to
right
watch. This is the splits at its finest right here, and going to defend on the edge is Kirkham.
Shin
Looks
was
like
there.
Shin was
Yep.
Come on,
So
Kyle.
he
Don't
went
give
from
it up.
splits and just hoping he can get like a stalemate or get out of bounds to now 50-50 situation really here.
Short side, short. No.
Boy, Padilla just not giving up. He's out of bounds. The foot was still in there.
Look at the action here
Yeah.
from an underhook.
Good reaction by Kirkham to square up. And like you said, not many have the flexibility to go to the splits for that long.
And a little somersault roll through. Now who's going to win this score in the closing 10 seconds? How about this? He scores a takedown in the final 5 seconds. Congratulations, Cal Kirkham.
National champion, are you kidding me?
Kirkham
Oh my God!
surrendered that leg attack.
Oh, let it go, let it go!
Comes on top. Almost went to a near side cradle on Padilla to finish it off.
Well, you can do whatever you want, Kyle Kirkham. If you want to kiss the mat, feel free to do so. Very nice job, young man. Can flex their muscle tonight.
Champion, baby!